so cold out here. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, actually, about maybe 8:30, and I've just finished an hour with Sean. I took him to get a haircut, and we had a coffee. That was wonderful. Good morning so far with him, and now I've decided to get outside, get moving. You can hear that I'm cold in my voice. I'm planting some trees today, or hedges, really. It's pretty much a hedge I'm trying to create. I've gone and picked with Mum and Dad a few trees to be planted, or like I said, hedges. I don't even know what to call them really, and they're beautiful. They're green. I planted 2 yesterday. I managed to dig the holes. The problem is around here that being the Redlands, it has, I guess, clay rich soil. So there's lots of clay, there's lots of rocks in here, there's lots of hard clay. It is nutrient rich and it does hold a lot of water, so it's great for growing like big solid, you know, trees. As you can see, there's plenty around, so I'm hoping this hedge will settle in really well. So I'm going to dig a few more holes today and use this, the crowbar. It's been my friend. Well, it's not really a crowbar, but it's similar kind of crowbar looking thing. I'm going to use this to break apart some of the heavier rocks and scoop them out, and then dig in with the shovel and plant the plants, hedges. Here's the ones that I did yesterday, 1 and 2, and they are already in the ground. Jeez, the wind. It's actually really freezing. I'm dying. I need to get into the digging. So look, there's huge rocks and like almost brick-like stuff, clay in here, roots, you know, all sorts of stuff in this clumpy grass on top. Oh, with a worm, yuck. Obviously there's going to be plenty of those. That's good. I've planted these 2 in with some garden soil, some stuff I'll show you. So you can see I've used all the garden soil here to plant around the base of the bush, and they're going in nice and solid and being packed around. So if you have a look down here, all these rocks, same thing everywhere. I'm going to have to dig out with this crowbar. So the next one, it's going right next to this post here, so I'm going to start digging because it's freezing and I need to get into it. Alright, so you can see the hole that I have dug. It's probably deep enough now to fit the same size bush that I had in there before. I'm now sufficiently warm enough. That definitely warmed me up. My hands are still cold and a bit sore from the cold tools, but it's now looking good. I know the spacing's not the same, but ideally I would have loved to have gone where that post is, but I'm not allowed to take it up, so I have to kind of go around it, which is what I was trying to do. And then I'm going to move on to the next one. I've got a nice decent gap to work with there, so I'm going to get a smaller plant because it's a little closer to this one, and it'll go in there. I've got this, which is the Resistance Lily Pilly. It's an Australian native. Resistance Lily Pilly, Australian native. It's a really good one for doing hedges. Says it can grow over 3 meters tall. Just needs a bit of sun and some shade, which is exactly where we have it right here. Holes dug. Now I just need to see whether it fits. Drop the plant in. Easily goes in line, if not too deep maybe, but still goes in, so we can fill a little bit of maybe soil back in, and then maybe some potting mix as well. I've got Searles premium potting mix, 8 months of robust fertilizer, lots of organic matter and stuff, which will help to break down some of the clay. Got some left over from yesterday, so I'll pour some of that, and that, which is handy. Pour some of that into the hole. That'll help to fertilize the bottom. It's got fertilizer in it, like I said. It'll also help to make a solid foundation for our hedge. So you get the plant, push on it, roll, 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 roll. Now it should have come loose at the edges of the pot, as you can see. So it should, by all means, if this is rooted properly, just slide right out. See, you can see all of the roots already in it. It's pretty well solid in there. So in it goes on top of our base. And we'll fill it all around the edges in there. with soil. See, nice and firm around the plant. It's going to really support it, help give it some extra fertilized soil to grow into. And ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. Maybe a little bit untidy, but there we have it. And it's also going to be using that post for support to grow around. I can take these off now. Don't want to restrict its growth. And always put away the rubbish. Cool. 3 down. Now, the next hole I have to dig is going to be quite big because the next pot is much bigger. Oh, look at my hands. I'm thinking around here, sort of pretty much want to sneak the next one in again just before the post. So if I go, or just after the post, sorry. So maybe if I stretch him out to sort of the middle, if it's a bigger pot, it will work. So let's crunch into there and see what happens. Hole number 2 has been dug. That one very, very similar. I'll show you a little bit more of a close-up of the rock. You can see it's all kind of red, clay especially. You can see this kind of stuff, hard clay, and then rocks it turns into. It does have a soil layer above it, sort of around this line here, turns into grass and soil. So it could be a very shallow kind of growing bush, but digging down into this clay, it's certainly going to go through it. There's roots down here that I was finding from it, so I'm sure there'll be things that can grow in there as well. Like I said, you can see this one here is a much bigger pot, so we'll see if it fits. Ooh. So we've got to go deeper, everyone. Wide enough, certainly, but we've just got to go deeper. This time I've gone deeper again, maybe gone another 5 or 6 centimeters, who knows. Let's try it again. Much better, especially when it's out of the pot. It'll sit down nice and flush. It's not quite sliding in, but perfect. As per usual, I'm going to roll it, drop it into the hole, and fill it with soil. Oh yeah, look at that. Got heaps of stuff already. Oh, it's heavy. Okay, in it goes, sitting up nice and tall. Make sure it's nice and sitting straight. And let's pack in some soil. Yep. It's important to pack right down as well. Make sure it's right snug around the edges. There we go. How good's that? I'm gonna get around the back side as well, and it's pretty much done. And ladies and gentlemen, we have our finished product. Again, nice and solid in the ground. That completes 4. Looking pretty solid, well spaced apart from maybe those 2 a little bit, but you know, we did what we could. So the next one will go just on the other side of that post, and we'll keep going. But quick water break for now, I think. So pretty much I'm going to be repeating the process for the last 2 plants that I've got so far. Then I need to be going and getting some more to fill out the rest of the hedge line. But I'm basically going to be repeating the steps again. I will also need to get some more soil to fill out the other 2. So maybe I'll have to leave that until a little bit later once I've got the soil. But nevertheless, once I've finished, I'll show you the end product. Then it needs a good deep watering because all of those little beads of, all the beads of nutrients that are in the soil need to be watered down, and all of the clay that's in there as well will appreciate that water to be sunk right down into those rocks to really allow enough space for the roots to push through. So that should solidify the hedge. And then we wait a while, we keep watering, we keep fertilizing the hell out of it. It'll come good. As long as you put the good energy into your garden, it's going to be working out for you. But nevertheless, I'll see you once I've finished the rest of it and show you the finished product. All right, now I went to Mitre 10, got some extra soil and dug the last 2 holes and have finished it. So Here's my row of hedges so far. I'll give you a shot from further back. You can see they're hopefully fairly evenly spaced apart and are going to grow up and connect with each other and become a hedge. I'm still going to do maybe another 2 more along here to finish it off, and then fertilize it, and it should be ready to go. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about putting a hedge in as I was learning the process of doing it, and I'm sure that you'll see some updates on how it goes later on in the hedge process. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye.